Hello, everybody. We're going to go ahead and get started because it is 5:30, and we only have about 55 minutes to get through our program. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Um, I'm Jackie Morgan, staff from the Board of Education, and we're just so glad to have you here and so glad to have our teams to come to compete for our second annual Knowledge Bowl. We had a really good time on Monday, during our preliminary games to see who's gonna face off for the game today. And we have two wonderful schools. All of the schools were wonderful, but we have the two highest scoring teams. One from Monroe High School and the other from School Without Walls. So yay! Yeah. There's a lot of energy in the room, so I'm expecting that same kind of energy today as we cheer both of our teams on, okay? At this point, I'm gonna ask the board president, Van White, to come to give greetings to you. Thank you.
Good evening. Oh, come on. Good evening. All right, let's try that one more time. Ricardo, I need some volume from the back of the room. Good evening. Good evening. There you go. How's everybody doing? Good. I was listening to a song. Actually, I was at the Rochester International Academy yesterday, and I was listening to a song that it's just stuck with me, and I've been playing it over and over and over again. And for those of you who have had the opportunity to see me at graduation ceremonies, I typically include songs because I do believe people can connect with that, and there's usually a message in most of the songs that I listen to. And there's this song that I'm not a Beyonce, what's that, how you pronounce her name? I'm not a fan of hers, as you could tell. But there is a song that I heard the other day that reminds me of Black History Month and reminds me of why Malik and I and the other board members are here doing what we're doing, and why some of the faces that I look at out in this group are here doing what we do. Minister Evans and others. And I don't know if you've ever heard it. It's the first time I heard it the other day. The song is called I Was Here. Have you ever heard that song? If you haven't, go on to iTunes Store and for $1.99, buy that song. Because that's what legacy is about. And that's what Black History Month is about. Most folks can say or can imagine what Harriet Tubman would say. She would say, I want people to know that I was here. Most people, I think, can imagine that Dr. King would say, I want people to know I was here. Not just that I was here, but that I had an impact. That's what Black History Month is about, reflecting upon the impact that others had on our lives, that they were here, and because they were here and made a difference, we are where we are at. But the analysis, the thought process can't just end there, because 25 years from now, 20 years from now, the hope is that someone will be reflecting upon the contributions that you made. History is a moving, fluid river that flows over many streams and many roads and many dams and many obstacles. And it requires that we all be a part of that. So I don't want you to just think of Black history as something that somebody else did for you, and that's why you are here. I want you to think of Black history, and I know this is probably something different for many of you all, because you're used to thinking about, okay, what did Dr. King do? What did Malcolm X do? What did W.E.B. Du Bois do? What did Malcolm X do? But the question will be one day, I hope, and I told somebody the other day, I want to keep it very honest with you. I hope, I said, I was talking about you all, but I want to keep it real with you. And I don't think my friend Malik has ever heard me say this. I was diagnosed with cancer last year, right? Even before that, but even more so since that. You know why I'm doing this? Because I want people to know I was here. Because the money, the cars, the suits, all that is gone. And the reason why we are celebrating Black History Month is because somebody made a mark on your life. They were here, and that is why you were here. I hope you enjoyed this evening.
Thank you, President White. I thought you were getting ready to preach. I was getting ready to say amen in a minute. But take up the collection, right? All right. So at this point, standing in the place of our esteemed superintendent, he is away on business. Unfortunately, he could not be here today, but he left us in very capable hands in the form of Dr. Christiana Otua, who is a Deputy Superintendent of Teaching and Learning. So let's give her a hand.
Yes, I do agree with you. I was here. I think that takes a lot for us to understand and know that we, wherever we are, doesn't matter how long or what time, that we make a difference. Even if it's in a little time, a big time, you want when you leave any place for people to say, yes, I was here. That was a very good speech. I like that. So good evening, everybody, and welcome to our Black History Month Board of Observance to witness the second annual Knowledge Ball. Are you all ready to play? Yeah. I'm glad to see everyone here, especially the students and teachers who have prepared you all for all this event today. I'm looking forward to an exciting march of these brilliant minds as you play this game today and display your knowledge of our African American history culture. I'm sure that you hear the accent in my voice. I'm originally from Nigeria, but I've been here a long time. So I embrace the culture, I embrace the people, I embrace the food. Everything about Africa is so wonderful. So I want you all to embrace your heritage, your culture. That's who you are. Be proud of who you are. We need to be proud of who we are and who we want others to help us be. Okay? If you need me anytime, I'm a strong African-American woman. Reach out for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Otua. Well, we're gonna, before we get into our real game, our real competition with the two schools, we are gonna have just a short game so that the board members and administration get a feel of what the students are going through. The anxiety and the angst of trying to make sure they bring that buzzer first and get the right answer. So we're going to call up the abolitionist, which is the Board of Education team. Commissioners White and Evans, please take your seats. The administration team, the revolutionaries, Dr. Otua and Ms. Beverly Burrell Moore, take your seats, please. You will see little white pieces of papers with your name on it. Sit where your name is, please.
All right, yeah, we got a star player here.
Helper, yeah.
There we go, all right.
So at this point, I'm going to turn it over to Ms. St. Louis, and she's going to tell these wonderful folks how to play this game, and then she's going to take us into the competition for Monroe High School and School Without Walls.
Okay, we're going to get started with the rules. So there are going to be 5 categories that will be coming on the screen. I'm going to put them on the screen at the same time so everybody has the same amount of time to absorb what they are. This is going to be a timed match of 3 minutes, and we're going to start with who has a spring birthday.
I do.
Okay, well, who's is closer to February?
Mine is February 4th.
Okay, so we're going to start with the abolitionists. They're going to select first. So they're going to select a category, just like in Jeopardy. You select a category, and then you can buzz in at any time. If you buzz in, your buzzer is automatically locked out. Everybody else's buzzer is locked out, and you have 7 seconds to answer the question. If you do not answer the question, it will automatically go over to the other team. They will have 7 seconds to collectively answer the question. And if they get it right, they get the points. If they get it incorrect, no harm, no foul, and then the original selecting team will have an opportunity to select. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. We are going to time this. This is going to be a 3-minute match. Our regular Knowledge Bowl, it won't be timed. We'll go through all the categories, but this will be timed, okay?
3 minutes, just 3 minutes.
Would you like us to test the buzzers? Think everything's okay?
Yeah, make sure they don't cheat over there.
Can we test the buzzers?
Yes.
Okay.
Make sure Beverly doesn't cheat.
First round, the Jeopardy round.
Okay. Understanding that this is a little light, I'm going to be reading the answers. The answers, and you're going to have to form your response in the form of a question. What is, who is, where is, so on and so forth. Okay? And this is a lot of fun. I feel some angst up in here. It's a lot of fun. Relax. We are going to have fun. Okay? Let me start my timer, and then I will ask for Mr. Evans to select a category and a point value. Okay, you may go.
How do you go first?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, okay. What are the categories? Okay. Let's do blacks in politics for 20.
Blacks in politics for 20. This organization's party was a black revolutionary social group who was active in the United States from, yes, Ms. Burrell-Moore?
Who were the Black Panthers?
That is correct.
Oh!
Sorry.
First round,
That
the
was
Jeopardy
20
round.
points. Sorry about that. Okay, Ms. Burrell-Moore, you may select the next category. Let me read them. I do apologize. I did not read the categories. They are American Civil Rights, Notable Rochester, Black Pop Culture, Homage to the Motherland, and Blacks in Politics.
Notable Rochester for 10 points.
Okay. This person became the first, yes, Van White?
Lovely Warren.
No. Who is?
Yes.
Yeah, Lovely Warren.
Who is Lovely
Who
Warren?
is Lovely Warren?
Who is Lovely Warren?
The audience caught it. Okay, but let this be a reminder that you must form your response you must place your
Who
response
is
in the form
Lovely
of
Warren?
a question.
Don't even try.
Who is Lovely Warren? Correct. Okay, please select
Oh,
on the side.
let's see. Notable Rochester for, what's that down there at the bottom? 50 points.
points.
That's right. 50 points.
Notable Rochester for 50.
We're going
Many black performing artists have graduated from our, yes?
oh, who is Tay Diggs?
That is correct. Who is Taylor?
Hey,
Who graduated
hey,
from our
what you say?
illustrious
What-
School of
what?
the Arts.
I had it on the tip of my tongue.
Okay, we have about a minute left.
A minute left, ladies.
Okay, go right ahead.
We're coming.
Well, go big, go big.
We're going to go big.
Go blacks.
Okay, blacks in politics, 50 points.
Okay.
Here we
It's
go.
four-star general.
Beverly, you sweating
Yes.
over there?
Mr. Evans?
Yes. Who is Colin Powell?
I thought you were going to read it. I can't read.
Read it.
Who is Colin Powell?
Yeah.
We could not read it.
Let's go back. Let's go back.
Abolitionist. That's right.
We could not read it.
We're going to free y'all.
Let's just
free you
read what it
with
says.
the mind.
I'm
The
a
mind.
suffragist.
So everyone can hear. This four-star general in the United States Army was the 65th Secretary of State and the first African-American to serve in that position under President George W. Bush from
Who is Colin
2001
Powell?
to 2005. That is correct.
Uh-oh.
We need a
Okay,
Are we out of
that
time?
is my timer. But because I had to read the categories, I'm going to give you that extra minute.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
Come on, ladies.
It's hard
Okay.
to say this great.
My turn. Let's go.
Don't go big.
Let's go blacks in politics. 10 points.
Strategy. 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 That's
sorry.
right.
That's dirty.
I didn't hear the point.
Blacks in politics. 10
10
points.
points. What we going to do with that?
It's impossible to win that.
Ready? Before adorning the title of First Lady, yes, Van White?
What is a lawyer?
Did you see these questions ahead of time?
No.
What is a lawyer? Okay, let's for the sake of just entertainment, let's allow the ladies to chat, to choose and buzz in and all. Y'all just sit back. Y'all won. You won.
That's right, because they can see the answer.
You won.
Yeah.
I'll stop making excuses.
Excuses are tools of incompetence.
Okay.
Civil rights for 50 points.
Civil rights for 50 points. Here we go.
Oh, man, I can't push that button.
No, you cannot.
Let's let them do it.
President.
As a result of the Brown v. Board of Education case, 9 African-American students were met with an angry mob of whites as they attempted to enter Central High School in this Arkansas city.
It's right there.
Oh, please.
Wait. I see that. Arkansas.
Do you have an answer?
I can see the high school.
What is Little Rock?
Yeah! Abolitionists in the house.
Good. That was good.
I have stage fright.
Well,
He
the
just stayed
score
right.
is the abolitionists have 170 and the revolutionaries have 20 points. So by point value, the revolutionaries, they have won this mini match. But we do thank you for participating.
We want a rematch.
I'm sorry, the abolitionists.
We are asking for a rematch at the next board meeting.
Wait a minute. Beverly's asking for a rematch, and we're going to do this next year. So you're going to be right there at the table early.
Ready for a remarch.
They are all ready. Thank you. Let's give our board members in central office a round of applause. Thank you so much.
I can see the
Okay, at this time, do we have table settings for the tables? Like table tags like we had last year? No? Okay. All right, Knowledge Bowl students, are you ready? Yes, all right. Okay, School Without Walls, with your team assemble at the table over on that side of the room, and Monroe is going to assemble on this side of the room, and I'm going to load the game, and we'll get started in 1 minute.
Not that much. Yes, we appreciate it. Thank you. Request lab.
This is Jeopardy!
Okay. You have them from before?
I could barely see. Our principal's here. Turn on.
What happened?
For you.
Yeah.
This is serious for me.
Yeah, I can't really see from.
Hold that in your hand, girl. Keep it in your hand at all times. Keep it. No, keep it. So what?
Just in case.
All right, that's good.
Look at the question, right? Look at what like, just look at it, read it, because we're even faster first and know how she did.
Okay.
And then just wait. Because if we wait, girl, that's good.
Right, they gonna take it.
And we should get paid.
Right.
That's what their advantage. That's what their advantage was.
Okay, well, y'all the boss, I'm just the captain.
Okay, Monroe, if you would touch the buzzer, please.
Hit the button.
Oh, you disconnected it?
I'm cold. Me too.
Hello?
Correct.
Right here.
Oh, us? Hit your buzzer.
Hit your buzzer. Hit your buzzer.
started. We all set? Okay, we are ready to begin this second annual Knowledge Bowl. Once again, we have School Without Walls. I'm going to introduce them. We have to the end of the table, closest to y'all, we have Lakia, Quinn, okay, next to her we have Faseth, and their last name? Jemison. And then next to her we have Zaneb Jaff. And if I know that this is hard to see, the podium's in the way, but next to me I have, I'm sorry, Jerome Bruce. Next to him I have Malika Maeja. And finally we have Raul Santiago.
Let's do this.
Here we go. Once again, when you ring in, you must respond in the form of a question. You have 7 seconds to answer. Once you buzz in, all other buzzers are locked out. You have 7 seconds to answer. If you get it wrong, the question or the question goes over to the other, or the answer goes over to the other team. They have 7 seconds to collectively answer that question. Okay? You ready?
Yes.
Here we go.
First round, the Jeopardy round.
Okay, so our categories are notable Rochesterians, kings and queens of Africa, black pop culture, black inventors, and black authors past and present. Okay, we're going to start with, what did I do before? Oh, who was born in January? Here we go, School Without Walls. You may select.
Black authors for 30 points, please.
Black authors for 30. James Weldon Johnson began his literary career as a songwriter and is responsible for this, the title of what has become known as the Black National Anthem. What is the name of that song? Lakia.
Lift every voice and sing. What is Lift Every Voice and Sing?
You got it. What is Lift Every Voice and Sing? Okay, Lakia, please select a category and a point value.
Kings and Queens of Africa for 30 points, please.
Okay, Kings and Queens of Africa for 30 points. Considered one of the greatest royal love affairs in history, this queen's marriage to King Ramses II of Egypt began strictly as a political move, a sharing of power between two leaders. Yes, Zaneb?
Who is Cleopatra?
That is incorrect. Yes.
Who is Nefertari?
That is correct. Who is Nefertari? Let me just add before this team selects, these questions are a little longer than you would see on Jeopardy because we are essentially educating everybody, so there's more information in there, so forgive me if they're super long, but it's an educational game as well, so. All right, back to Monroe. It is your turn to select.
Black inventors for 30.
Black inventors for 30. This biologist developed a method for separating plasma from the whole blood so they could be combined later. Name this inventor. Time is up. Who is Dr. Charles Drew? Okay, go ahead, School Without Walls. It is your turn to select.
Black authors for 40 points, please.
Black authors for 40. Born in Senegal, this poet was brought to Boston, Massachusetts on a slave ship in 1761. She mastered Latin and Greek and began writing poetry. She published her first poem at 12. Yes,
Who is
Malika?
Phyllis Wheatley?
Who is Phyllis Wheatley? That is correct. I'm sorry, I have to get the hand. Oh, there you go. Okay, Monroe, please select.
Black inventors, 40 points.
Black inventors for 40. He received a patent for the first gas mask. Yes, Malika?
Who is Garrett Morgan?
And in 1923 received a patent for another famous invention, the traffic signal. Yes, who is Garrett Morgan? I decided to continue reading. That is correct. Yes. Okay, Monroe. Oh, the score. Let's do the score. The score, Monroe has 110, and School Without Walls, you're at 30. Plenty more clues to go. Okay, Monroe, please select.
Kings and Queens, 40.
Kings and Queens for 40. This Angolan queen was an astute diplomat and excelled as a military leader. She formed, yes, Malika?
Who is Queen Nzinga?
She formed her own army against the Portuguese and waged war for nearly 30 years. These battles saw a unique moment in colonial history as she allied her nation with the Dutch, marking the first colonial African-European alliance. And you are correct, it is Queen Nzinga. Okay, Monroe, please select.
Black pop culture for 30.
Black pop culture for 30. This African-American celebration created by Malana, yes, Zaneb?
What is Kwanzaa?
By Mulana Karenga begins December 26th and ends December 30th. Yes, the answer is, what is Kwanzaa? School Without Walls, you may select.
Black authors for 50, please.
Black authors for 50 points. Ooh, I heard that. Invisible Man, written by yes, Lakia?
Who is Ellison? Ralph Ellison.
Who is Ralph Ellison? I'm excited. I'm excited. Okay, and I do apologize. I didn't finish reading because my pen hit the button before I was able to. Okay, School Without Walls. We're getting excited out here.
Pop culture for 40 points, please.
Black pop culture for 40. Here we go. When someone asks you if you want an uptown fade, this person is likely to be in, yes?
What is a barber?
That is correct. In this profession, what is a barber? All right, School Without Walls is moving on up. In fact, they are tied, 150 to 150. All right. Okay, School Without Walls, you may select.
Kings and Queens of Africa for 50 points.
Okay, Kings and Queens of Africa for 50. Considered the world's first known genius. Yes, Malika.
Who is Imhotep?
Imhotep, very good. Let me read. He was a royal advisor to the king Zoser during the third dynasty of Kemet. This leader was also known as the world's first recorded multi-genius, an architect, an astronomer, philosopher, poet, and physician. For 50 points, very good. Who is Imhotep?
It's Monroe.
It's Monroe. It's not.
150, they got 200.
We're getting it together. Okay, we're all set. Okay, Monroe?
Black inventors, 50.
Black inventors for 50. This African-American native, yes, Malika?
Who is George Crumb?
Who is George Crumb? Chef invented the potato chip in Saratoga Springs, New York. Who is George Crumb? Okay, Monroe?
Black pop culture for 50.
Black pop culture for 50. They are running the 50. This numerically titled movie chronicled the life of Jackie Robinson. The first, yes, Zaneb? Okay. Monroe, do you know the answer? You have 7 seconds.
What is 42?
What is 42? That is correct. Okay, Monroe, please select.
Black inventors, 20 points.
Black inventors, 20. This agriculturalist created, yes, Malika?
Who is George Washington Carver?
Who is George Washington Carver? Hundreds of products from the peanut and the sweet potato, and developed methods of helping farmers revitalize their soil and battle common pests. Who is George Washington Carver? Okay, Malika?
Black authors for 20.
Black authors for 20. This publisher of the North Star newspaper rocked the South as he wrote about his life as an enslaved person and uncovered, Malika?
Who is Frederick Douglass?
Who is Frederick Douglass? The horrific truth about the treatment of blacks owned by whites. Who is Frederick Douglass? Okay. Coming down to the wire, still plenty of clues left.
Notable Rochester for 40.
Notable Rochester for 40. Internationally renowned Tony Award-winning African-American choreographer, yes, Seth?
Who is Garth Fagan?
Who is moved to Rochester in 1970 and serves as the artistic director and president of this dance company, and she is correct. What is Garth Fagan dance? Okay.
Notable Rochesterians for 30 points, please.
Notable Rochester for 30. Eddie's Chicken Coop was on Portland Avenue and was the birthplace, yes.
What is boss sauce?
What is boss sauce? So let me just read. Birthplace of this famous Rochester barbecue sauce. Would you like hot, mild, or boss on your wings? Okay, very good. 30 points. Okay, School Without Walls, you may select.
Black pop culture for 20, please.
Black pop culture for 20. To some, this type of art, yes, Zaneb.
What is graffiti?
What is graffiti? To some, this type of artistic expression is branded vandalism because of its illustration on buildings, trains, walls, and other outdoor space. What is graffiti? Very good. Okay, so School Without Walls is creeping up to 220 against, 240 against Monroe's 340. School Without Walls.
Black pop culture for 10 points, please.
Black pop culture for 10. This multi-million-dollar rapper, Facet,
Who is 50 Cent?
multi-talented entrepreneur, took equity in place of a huge salary to promote the sport beverage company Vitamin Water with his half-dollar entertainer. Name of this half-dollar entertainer. Who is 50 Cent? Very good. 50 Cent. Okay, School Without Walls, you're next.
Black authors for 10, please.
Black authors for 10. This author and activist is best known for the critically, yes, Fat Seth?
Who is Alice Walker?
For the critically acclaimed novel turned movie, The Color Purple. Who is Alice Walker? Correct. Okay, School Without Walls.
I ain't going. You tripping. You tripping.
School Without Walls, it's your turn to select.
Kings and Queens of Africa for 20.
Kings and Queens for 20.
I'm not doing that.
This famous Egyptian queen is often, yes, Malika?
Who is Cleopatra?
often erroneously portrayed as white, rose to the throne at 17? Who is Cleopatra? Okay, Monroe, the score is
You did the wrong one again.
You did.
we're going to get that score correct.
260.
50. Notable Rochester for 50.
Oh, just 1 second. We're getting a score together. Sorry about that. $360 to $360. I'm sorry, $360. Monroe, School Without Walls, $260. Monroe, you may select.
Notable Rochester for 50.
Notable Rochester for 50. This man became the first African-American member of the Rochester Police. Yes, Malika?
Who is Charles Henry Price?
Who is Charles Henry Price of the Rochester Police Department and the first African-American captain in the department 30 years later? Who is Charles Henry Price? Okay, Monroe?
Notable Rochester for 20.
Notable Rochester for 20. The call letters of the only African-American owned radio station. Yes, Seth?
Dr. King.
You can finish.
Okay. Dr. King, Malcolm X. Oh, crap. Dr. King, Malcolm X.
Time is up. You had 7 seconds. Okay, Monroe, do you know the answer? I will read it again. Not including the W, stand for these 3 African-American historical figures.
Frederick Douglass, Martin Luther King, and Malcolm X.
That is correct. Oh, thank you, yes, she keep me a check. All right, that is, and at this point, we should know better. Okay, I know I should. All right, so that, nobody gets those points, but that is the correct answer. Who are Frederick Douglass, Martin Luther King, and Malcolm X. Okay.
Notable Rochester for 10.
Notable Rochester for 10. This scientist, inventor, biologist, and scholar is known for his pioneering research in genetics and plastic surgery at the University of Rochester. He was also a local mentor for urban black male youth and, yes, Seth? I'll continue reading the question. He was also a local mentor for urban black male youth and largely why this school on Scio Street was named for him.
Who is Dr. Freddie Thomas?
Who is Dr. Freddie Thomas. That is correct. Okay, 2 more clues.
Kings and Queens for 10.
Kings and Queens for 10. This king built a small Zulu tribe into a powerful nation. Yes, Lakia?
Who is Shaka Zulu?
I'm sorry?
Shaka Zulu.
Who is, okay. More than 1 million people and united all tribes in South Africa against colonial rule. Who is Shaka Zulu? Correct. And the last clue, I'm going to open it up, black inventors. This African-American was the first female, her buzzer is not working.
And ours wasn't working either, so cheating. Ours was not working. We was
I didn't
clicking.
step on anything over here.
No, it's gonna start.
I'm sorry, this got me so upset. I'm angry.
Who is Madam C.J. Walker?
Who is Madam C.J. Walker? That is correct. With her self-made millionaire with her invention of hair care products and beauty products. Hair care and beauty products. Who is Madam C.J. Walker? Okay, so the final score we have 420 to 280. Normally, the winner will be set up with a final Jeopardy question. We did not do a final Jeopardy during our preliminary, so I didn't think it would be fair to do final Jeopardy here. So we're going to just do it for fun. Okay, so our winners are Monroe. Let's hear it from Monroe. Good job. I just want to say, Monroe was in this place last year, right here, and they have been vindicated. They came and they conquered. So again, congratulations. And School Without Walls came in at the last minute, and they still made it to the final. So they deserve an extra round of applause as well.
First round, the Jeopardy round.
So we are going to do our final Jeopardy question, and we'll see if they know it. Now you can see how we do this. See, it's like a PowerPoint. Very easy sometimes. This was better than last year. Thank you. Okay, so the category is Black Greek organizations. Okay, I'm going to read the question, and you have 15 seconds to try to answer. It's still not working? No, they don't need to buzz in. I'll give you 15 seconds to answer. Don't throw it down. We need it for next year.
Sorry, I got mad.
In 1906, Black Greek organizations is a category. I'm sorry, I skipped that part. In 1906, at Cornell University, Black students organized the first Greek letter fraternity for Black students by Black students. You have 15 seconds.
What is Alpha
You
Kappa
got
Alpha?
15 seconds.
That's not even it.
What is Alpha Phi Alpha?
That is correct. However, we wanted the ladies, the other schools, to have an opportunity to come together and try to answer as well. But she is not incorrect. It is Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. There you go. So at this time, we will have Commissioner Campos come and say a few words, and then we have a trophy that we like the Monroe coaches to come up and join their team. We have Miss Kate Thomas and Miss Natalia Martinez. Would you please join your team? All of our coaches work extremely hard with their students. It is not easy to capture high school students with jobs and other responsibilities after school, during the break, to train them, to get them studying. I mean, this is an academic contest, but it's still muscle working. So while it's not a sport, it's still working those brain muscles. So we're incredibly proud for all the schools that did participate in this Knowledge Bowl. So I just want to give Melissa a chance to.
Thank you so much for all of your time and effort that you put into this process, because it shows how sharp, agile, but just incredibly intelligent all of you are. So I often like to put the spotlight on the students. So if we could, I've got our winning team over here. If you could just talk about what this process has meant to you. I think that's really what this is about, right? So if you could, and I'd actually invite School Without Walls as a summary. You know, you've got the microphones over there too. So if we could start right here and just give a quick synopsis of what this process has meant for you.
Well, it meant a lot for me, because I'm half Black too, so that makes me want to work more to achieve my goals and stuff like that.
Wow. Could you hear that? Can you say that a little bit louder, please? Because it's more powerful if you say it than me. Please. Right into the microphone. You've got it.
It meant a lot to me because I'm half Black and I want to achieve my goals, so that will help me improve.
Isn't that the whole purpose of this, is the pride? Wow. Awesome. Malika, please.
I'm part Black too, so it made me want to study more about Black history month.
Awesome. Thank you. Appreciation. Oh, please.
I am not Black, but that doesn't matter because it still helped me too. Although I'm not Black, we're in this together.
That's right. It's about understanding, right? Definitely. Over there, please.
This whole process meant a lot to me because it's just like the knowledge of it and just like learning everything about the history of our people and stuff. So
yeah, thank you.
This process meant a lot to me because we were asked you know, kind of, this is our first year as a school.
Yeah.
And I think that we should be proud of ourselves regardless if we won or lost,
Definitely.
because this was our first year. And we put our all into this. We studied as a group. We went and made our own questions. We studied the old questions. We put our all into it, so I'm proud of us.
Amazing. That's right. So this whole activity is all about being able to bring deeper understanding, deeper pride, but also just, it's just amazing to see these students and what they've been able to accomplish and celebrate the successes we have in this district. So thank you all so very much. I know that there's a trophy, right here. Right? So if you guys could please stand and accept this trophy, we congratulate you. Look at that. I bet you that there's a picture that needs to be taken. And with the coaches, I'll take it.
We do have photography. We will take pictures.
Ready? Look right here. 1, 2, 3.
We're going to have to move along a little bit more quickly now because the board meeting is scheduled to start in a few minutes. So at this point, we're just going to have Ms. St. Louis to come up again. She's going to be giving out additional awards and recognitions. And then we're going to, after that, we'll be recognizing our students who have a 4.0, who kept a 4.0 or better during last school year. So, Ms. St. Louis.
Okay, at this time, before you coaches leave, I want to just give the coaches a little token of appreciation. Monroe, would you come back up here, and Kate and Natalia? We're going to give each coach a plaque that says Black History, 2015 BOE Black History Month Knowledge Bowl Coach. They get a plaque and also a T-shirt that says Black History Rooted in the Past and Growing Toward the Future. So each coach will get that. Also, we failed to mention that, here you go. The winners of the Knowledge Bowl, the students will be getting a $25 gift card that will be coming to you tomorrow. So you will get that as another token of appreciation. And that Knowledge Bowl trophy will stay at School Without Walls for an entire year, as it did last year. Monroe, I am so pleased. Monroe, for an entire year, as it stayed at All City last year. All City was our champion last year, and we have Monroe. So let me get the other coaches up here. For School Without Walls, we have Miss Idonia Owens and Banke Akwapitu McCullough. We also had in the competition Wilson Commencement, and the coaches were Miss Shanetta Hunter-Stokes and Brandon Ferguson. Brandon's not here today. And we did have STEM, STEM coach, Ms. Diane Watkins. Would you please come up and represent STEM, please? Okay, let's give our coaches one more round of applause. Thank you so much. This was an awesome event for me to help facilitate. Have a great evening.
We're going to move forward, move forward in the program, and we're going to ask Ms. Aloma Kaysen to come up now, and she's going to be introducing the students who will be recognized for having a 4.0 or better.
Good evening.
Our scholars, high scholars, are all of our students who have a 4.0 GPA or higher. I'm going to ask the board if they would not mind taking a place in the front so that you can greet our students as I call their names. From Rochester Early College, Leon Harvey. Is Leon Harvey here? Charity Hill. That's all right.
You can tell what she got her GPA is on there.
And her GPA is 4.06. Here, honey. Thank you. Is Miss Horace here? From the School of the Arts, Betty Ralph. From School Without Walls, Dominique Archie. And her GPA is a 4.0. Congratulations. Lakia Quinn. And hers is also a 4.0 GPA. And that's School Without Walls. I think. Christina Tapper. Is Christina Tapper here? No. From Wilson Magnet. I think this is 4 years in a row for Biftu DeRusso. And I think her father is here for her. And her GPA is a 4.31. Look at this little girl. Oh, don't leave. Don't leave yet. Okay. Who's gonna? I'd like to call our Vice President, Cynthia Elliott, up to present the Highest Achievement Award.
Good evening, everybody. As we celebrate our students and as we celebrate Black History Month, I want to say, before we introduce this great person who has this high achievement, that we celebrate Black History Month, but let's not forget that we have to take this month also to critically examine where we are, where we've been, and where we need to go. We still know that there's racism in the world. We know there Michael Brown, Eric Garner, Black Lives Matter, so we have not arrived by no means. You know, we'll see some people who've made it, but what about our other brothers and sisters? So there's still a fight that we have to do. It's not over. Celebrate, yes, but use this as a critical opportunity to examine where we are and where we need to go. That's all I say about that for right now. And I'm hoping that I'm pronouncing this name correctly. Biftu? Biftu is a senior attendant Joseph C. Wilson Magnet Commencement Academy. Biftu is the oldest child of Ubeda, Esmail, and Abdullah. Hi. Am I saying that correctly? Biftu has lived in Rochester her entire life, but has traveled to many places. She loves traveling. Biftu is Oromo, which is an ethnic group in Ethiopia. Beef 2 visited Ethiopia in 2007, where she states that she saw the poorest yet happiest people. It was at this point that she decided that she wanted to become a doctor and return to help her family, her people. She currently works at Rochester General Hospital as a youth apprentice. She loves to read, play softball, and work at the hospital where she's able to learn what she loves, science and medicine. Beef 2 plans to attend college next year in Boston or New York City. She hopes to become a cardiothoracic surgeon. Never heard of that before. Her goal is to help as many people as she can, especially in undeveloped countries where there is minimal education and people need help the most. Beef 2 was also recognized at the 2014 Black History Month observance with a GPA of 4.27. This year, Beef 2 is being recognized as having the highest GPA among African American students in the district. Her GPA is 4.31. We salute this outstanding young woman and know that she will pursue her dream of becoming a cardiothoracic surgeon. Unfortunately, Beef 2 is unable to attend this evening's event, so her father, proud father, Mr. Jamal Abdul-Hai, will be accepting the award for her. I present to you Mr. Jamal Abdul-Hai on behalf of Ms. Beef 2 Duressa. Thank you so much. Thank you. Absolutely.
I just want to say a few words. This passion is what I make of. Many years ago, I came to this country as a refugee. When I came to this country, at 24 years of age, I couldn't read or write. I couldn't make it. When I came to this country, I want to go to USA Army. But it's too late for me. I didn't have no basic education. I couldn't even read or write. Then I turned around. After struggling for years, I went back home and get married, came back. Once I have my children, my passion is what I missed, I will make up for them. They be me. This is my product. Let me tell you. Let me tell you, I came from poor country that so many children are suffering. But I'm very disappointed. In this developed country, many of our children are not missing out. I have 4 children. This girl and another girl who is also a Wilson and IB, they are my bright spot. I cannot settle, I can't rest until they're educated. For that matter, I wish I could reach to every other children. But my mission is, I missed my part, but they shouldn't miss it. Please, let's advocate for our children. Read with your children, read to your children. Sometimes we expect the school to make it. It's not a school, it's a parent. We, the parent. The parent need to have mission. We have a mission for our children. Thank you very much. I'm very happy about this award.
Yeah, you can sit down. I'm going to bring you back up, but you can take your seats right now. We're at the point in our program where I was going to say like to, but we love to recognize someone who's contributed to the African American community. So it is my honor to ask Commissioner Evans to come up to present this award. The award this year is going to be presented to Minister Lawrence Evans. Commissioner Evans?
No relation. I know a little bit about this person. It's my honor to be able to present this award to Minister Lawrence Evans, Senior, a pillar in this community, but really, of all the things that he's done in the community, I think the thing that he would be most proud of is the fact that he raised 6 children and probably hundreds of other people's kids and impressed upon them the importance of education. Education, but more importantly, the importance of understanding your history and culture. Growing up, I can tell you, my friends would always dread if my father was home, because the first thing he would ask him is, what do you know about African American history? What do you know about your history? And then he'd say, how are your grades? So just let me read a little brief background on my father, Minister Lawrence Lee Evans, Sr., who was an interesting person. At the age of 13, he developed a concept called duology. And he has always taught that positive action in your community or organization is valued more than just complaining. He credits much of his knowledge with what he got from his grandmother, Martha Jordan. My father attended Howard University briefly, and then he met my mom, and she was in Ohio. So she made him come back to Youngstown State University, and he graduated from there with a degree in business. I always tell folks that my father had the opportunity. He could have went on to Wall Street, made a lot of money, but he was so rooted in the community, and he decided to come to Rochester and attend Colgate Rochester Divinity School, where he received his master's degree in religious studies in 1972. He formed First Community Interfaith Institute, Incorporated, on November 2nd, 1970, and the main portion of that program, of that organization, is the Charles Riley Tutorial Program, which he has been running for close to 50 years, that focuses on education. He believes that there is nothing that we can do to change our communities if we do not make sure we get all of our kids educated. It is his main priority, is something that he instilled in us as children and something that he instilled in the community. He worked in the Rochester City School District for many years. He ran the Neighborhood Street Academy, which went on to become Josh Lofton. I tell you one thing, he was a little bit too radical for the city school district back then. He was ahead of his time. You talk to folks that were here then, he wore dashikis. He did Black History Month. He was talking about Kwanzaa then. He would light candles. Folks would run out. So he was a little bit ahead of his time when he was in the Rochester City School District. But he understood then, even though it was 1970, it was important for our folks to understand their history and culture. It wasn't easy back in the day to do a ceremony by the Board of Education on African American history. So we've come a long way, got a long way to go. He's worked as an organizer in the South Wedge since 1970. He retired from Rochester General Hospital as a case manager in 2011, and he has gotten tons of awards, too numerous to mention, but I'll mention some of them. The Appreciation Award from the William T. Hart Award, the Asante Sana Award, the most influential African American award in Rochester, and also a certificate of recognition from the Monroe County Legislature, and most recently, 2 Sundays ago, the Rock Award for 2015. So I would ask all the family, friends, and supporters of Minister Lawrence Lee Evans Sr., if you could just stand up, maybe come forward, and I present to you Minister Lawrence Lee Evans Sr. And if the board members can come up, board members, if you can come up, and I read this award. It says, in celebration of Black History Month, the Board of Education recognizes Minister Lawrence Lee Evans for his individual significant contributions to the improvement and equity of life in the Rochester community. We honor this gate opener, February 2015. So Minister Evans, say a few words and then greet the board members.
To the board members, thank you so much. Usually when I get an award, I don't say too much, but this is an opportunity to say something. There's nothing whatsoever more sacred than public education. There's nothing more important than universal education. Anyone say less than that, they're lying. I'm a minister, but religion cannot compare to education. And every church, every institution should have a tutorial program in their church and library. For me to say that, I have to live that. And I thank you for this award, but it's really not me, it's my grandmother who instilled in me not only the love for education, but the love for my people, and also to encourage individuals to be the best that they can be while they're on earth right now. I believe this one lady who's vice president, I think she was organized before she can talk or walk. I think we need to understand that the youngest board member became a board member at 23 years old. I think when I used to walk to school number 12, I'd meet this guy who talked my head off, who was a little person, is now president of the school board. So I think it's important that when we begin to analyze and understand clearly, what we have to do is that we have to encourage people to love education. Parents, ministers, everyone, to love education, to create an atmosphere that's necessary to understand that education is very important, that you cannot do without education, and to understand the double standard that exists. Understand that, yes, there is some hell you're going to catch, but I'm lucky. I know what heaven is. And heaven I know very well, because I had a wife who encouraged me when I went out to do things and was hard and was hellish to do. When I came back home, there was heaven there. Now, I don't remember when she was in transition and began to leave. I know we talk about Carla D. Woodson. I know we talk about Charles Drew. I know we talk about Nzinga. I know we talk about all the people that have made it possible for us to be where we are. We talk about that. But one thing I remember, she said to me, she said, I'm going to save you a place for the little people. And there you can say, lift every voice and sing that heavenly rain.
Thank you so much. I am so honored to just be in this great man's presence. It's wonderful that he was recognized today. We have run very short. We're going to very quickly just announce the committee and then turn this over to the board president so that he can get on with his meeting. So, Aloma Kaysen, nothing gets done without, come up please. Nothing gets done with just me, with just myself. I have such a great team who's there to back me up. Sheldon Cox, if he's still here. Todd Hall. Sherry Hawkins. Rhonda Kirkland. Thomas Mohan right here. He's the one that, cameras and all that. Jacqueline Morgan, that's me. Jinga St. Louis, you all saw her up here running the game. And Larissa Useda. I think, oh, hold on a second. I gotta turn the page over. Catherine Wilson and Ricardo Evans. Thank you all so much. Thank you so much, everyone. The committee, I appreciate your help. The board appreciates what you do. Without you, it can never be done. Thank you so much. I'm going to turn it over to board president to have last remarks. Thank you.
Let's give them another round of applause. For the young folks that are still in the room, I should have said this earlier on, I picked a special tie for today, because history is not only where we were, but it's where we are going to be. My wife, I did not go to a historically black college, but my wife did Fisk. Consider that as part of your ongoing association and connection to your history. There are wonderful, and this is for the white folks too, by the way, They accept all folks, Latinos. There's some great historically black colleges out there. There are some great colleges out there, and we would encourage you all to continue your education beyond the Rochester School District, not only for the students who have the 4.0s, and I was not one of those students, but for the students that maybe are struggling. Because there's always, I tell folks, my history was I had a 2.1 when I graduated from high school. That's barely skating above a D. But fortunately, I too, like Malik Evans and other folks, had good parents behind me. That's part of our history. Not only the famous folks, but the folks you'll never see in the history book. So I want to return to my comments earlier on. This is how we are celebrating Black history today. The question is, how will we be celebrating it 25 years from now? Will you, not just the young folks, but the older folks in here, will you be a part of what somebody has to say about what made Rochester better? So consider this. You are, or you will be, our history. God bless and good night. All right, we're going to take a 2-minute break, and then we're going to start our meeting.